Thing off tonight. Happy Sunday, everybody. Let's give some big waves out there. Good to see everybody on. So glad I am. Actually, tonight I'm in Destin, Florida at the home of Todd and Ashley Rowland, great leaders inside of RX. And we've been in meetings today. We've been in meetings this afternoon, and it's exciting. A lot going on inside of RX. A lot of reasons to be sharing this opportunity with people. And the first thing I want to do tonight, first of all, is I want to, just congratulate you for being here. Congratulate you for being a part of this team, part of this organization, and a part of the future. Man, there's just so many great things that is going on, and we are just absolutely rocking it this month. And I'm so glad you're a part of it. But I want to do a little housekeeping. I want to kind of get everybody up to speed on what's going on. And I first want to give a big shout out to Andrea Rosser in Temecula, California. Thank you for always kind of being the glue to get everything together with the Zoom tonight. And I want to share with everybody, if I can, and invite everybody Friday night that we're in Dallas, Texas, or we're in Texas. Andrea, if you have the flyer that you showed on social media, I know it might take you a minute to get it up, but we're going to have an event. We're going to have a social on Friday night. I want to make sure everybody knows about this. On Friday night, as you can see, these beautiful faces, well, with the exception of myself, is hosting an event on Friday night at the Omni, okay? And you're all welcome to join. Everybody's welcome to join this event. There's going to be food. There's going to be fellowship. There's going to be a lot of fun. And this is going to follow our Friday night event. There's already been a suite that has been booked, so we'll have the information coming out of what room number that is at the Omni. But this is on Friday night, right after the event's over. You can just come up to this room and everything's going to be taken care of for you. And we're just going to have fellowship. We're going to have food. We're going to have a lot of fun. And it's just going to be a great way to end Friday night in Texas, which leads me to that. I hope you're all booked and registered. Everybody that it can get across the border, I hope you're going to be there with us. All precautions, of this new era is taking place at this event. So all restrictions and all mandates and everything will be taken care of, but we've got an action-packed event. And so there's over 30 leaders that will be speaking from stage. There's the new CEO, Brent Willis, will be in attendance. One of the founders of RX, Deanna Latson, the chief product officer for the company that makes sure that we've got the best of the best of the best that we're putting in our bodies and on our bodies. The president of RX, Mark Wilson, will be in attendance. The general manager for really both companies now, RX and New Age, Rick Redford, will be in attendance, and many more. But it's going to be an exceptional event that's going to be talking about new introductions, new products, new rollouts, new leaders, new leadership coming to the company. It's just going to be a lot of things coming out at this event, not to mention just the future and where we're headed and the projections. So I'm very, very excited if you can't hear it in my voice. But tonight, this is all about, when, I don't know how many years ago we started doing these Sunday night trainings. They kind of went back and forth from Wednesday night to Sunday night. But when we really started this years ago, I just wanted it to be a takeaway for somebody. So every time we do this, there's a strategic thing that I want you to take away from it, okay? Because we're all out here, we're all we're all working to grow a business within the network marketing industry with this company, this amazing company called RX. And, you know, we just, anything we can pick up, the nuggets that we can file away helps us to build this business. And so tonight, I've asked two special people to come in live. They actually have, they both reside in Colorado Springs, Colorado. And the first one I'm going to bring on with us, but I want to kind of preface it before I bring her on. A lot of times in this industry, and I've got notes, okay, so just bear with me. But a lot of times in this industry, we get deemed at times as just being lucky. You know what I mean? Either you're lucky or you're not lucky. But really what it amounts to is we just don't know the story behind what's going on. And so recently, you're going to hear from a lady named Erika Vandermeer. Okay? I'm getting better. I'm getting better. Hang with me. Okay? Erika, if you've been plugged in lately, Erika has rank advanced to vice president of the company. She started a business in the U.S., but it expanded it to South Africa, now today, Australia, Russia, China. And there's just a lot of excitement. There's a lot of energy coming out of that. And I can point throughout the years to different people and different organizations that this has happened. And it's exciting, especially when you start to leverage the stories of what's happening. But sometimes, I'm going to flip gears, okay? So stay with me. Sometimes it's easy to kind of look at it and go, you're looking at someone else's plate while yours is getting cold. Have you ever done that? I remember growing up as a kid where I'd be a sporting event or something, and somebody'd have the hot hand. You know what I mean, Dave Vance? The hot hand, like they're fired up, they're kind of growing, I'm not. And it's easy to get jealous. It's easy to watch them but what if I just really learned the story of how it all happened, you know? And so I've gotten the privilege of learning the story of how Erika has came onto the scene. And I've been very fortunate that she has invited this country boy from Florence, Alabama, to speak on her Zooms and have some input. I understand she's a tremendous leader with a tremendous heart for helping people. But see, it started back a couple of months ago. And I think if we zero into this story, we realize that this beautiful industry is all about cultivating relationships, cultivating to where you don't really know when the harvest is going to come. But if you cultivate a relationship in our industry, when the right time happens, it happens. Not because you're great, but just because it was the right time. See, a lot of you's heard about this lady called Coach Myra Miles that I'd worked on for almost a decade before she decided to come into the business. And now a lot of people could look and say, man, Brent's just lucky. No, Brent cultivated a relationship that harvested years down the road. And that's the beautiful thing about this industry. So I want you to listen tonight, and I believe you're going to, without a doubt, get great nuggets from this on how to build a business and how to cultivate relationships. So I want to bring on the first person. And Miss Tammy Maltby, I met years ago and has built a tremendous business inside of this industry. Tammy, I've never seen you as excited as you are now today. I really haven't. I've seen you excited. I've seen you grow a business. I've seen you like be a part of like a lot of organizations, a lot of success, but right now I just see a different look in your eye, a different feel, a lot of excitement. I want everybody to first kind of know your story of coming in, because I really feel led tonight that there's a guest on here. Somebody's invited somebody on here that might not know your story of how you came into the industry. So maybe we just start it with that, Tammy. Tammy is an amazing leader, a CEO with this company, growing a global business. She's a multiple six-figure earner. But she has a passion for helping others in this business. So Tammy, I'm going to turn it to you and kind of let you maybe first kick it off with your story, if you will.
Totally. Thank you, Brent, for all those kind words. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for taking the next few minutes to jump on, and hopefully we will bring you some value, because that is a really good exchange for your time, is to give you something of value that you can take to your own personal business. So Tammy Maltby Melchizedek, nice to meet you all. If you haven't heard my story, I jumped into this business 6.5 years ago. I was in a completely different field and had some success in the field I was in, but when I tried to re-enter back into that field, I couldn't find any work, at least the work that would pay me. And I think some of you may have experienced that. You've been inside your business before, trying to get back into whatever that was. The opportunity wasn't there. And in 2008, we had the real estate crash that affected us drastically. All of our investments were in land, and so those were hard days. Those were very, very lean, hard days. We lost our home. We moved into a rental. We couldn't imagine at this season of our life that we wouldn't have our savings or investments, and yet it was real. It happened. And a good friend of mine, Tom Davis, who ran a ministry called Children's Hope Chest to Russian orphan children. And I had a Russian daughter that we adopted, and he had a Russian daughter. So we connected on that and had a great friendship, which is also part of what I think Brent's talking about. When Tom introduced me to this opportunity, I loved Tom. I had a relationship with him. And he said, Tammy, I just think you need to take a look. Now, a lot of people on the outside may not have thought that we needed an answer. We needed a better way. Let me tell you, I needed a way to create serious income at this stage of my life, in my 50s, mid-50s at that time. And so when I saw the opportunity, I thought, let's run. Let's just run with this. I talked to my husband. I had 100% of his support, and we just ran the business. We started doing Lehman family dinners. And every Sunday night we'd have people over, and we'd have, 10 and 20 and 50, and sometimes nobody showed up. So we ate all the food. But we did it every single Sunday night. And I guess consistency, without a doubt, is the name of the game in this business, and tenacity. And the rest is really history. I've been doing the business now for 6.5 years. I love it. I love the people I've met. I love my team. I am so proud of each and every person that brings life and value. And really, that's my 2-minute story, Brent.
Tammy, thank you so much, because, we've all got Tammys walking around us, and we've all got Brent Palmers walking around us. I came here $20,000 in credit card debt and looking for a way. I didn't know it was this industry. And I think that's what, Tammy, I really want people to get from Erika's story tonight is everybody has a circle of influence, and everybody's crossing paths with people every day. There's an Erika, crossing your path. And so as you talk about how this happened with Erika, Tammy, I might, as we bring Erika on in a minute, I might stop along the way and go, hey, that was first base, okay? Just so everybody knows, because I kind of teach the 4-base method. And a lot of times people will go, well, does it got to be that exact way? No, see, Tom Davis just asked Tammy to take a look. I think this is something you might need to take. This is really something I want you to take a look at. that was first base for Tom. He got her to first base by just saying that. So maybe you kick it off and just kind of take us back to the beginning, because what we see right now is Erika, she's got the hot hand. Like the team has the hot hand.
Does.
We're so excited for them, but like sometimes we fail to go back to the beginning and really know how this happened, because therein lies the gold nuggets.
It really does, Brent. And I think relationship is so vital in this industry, and building relationships with people. And so some of you know I have a love for hospitality, and we had a large home at the time, and we had many people live at our lower level, single moms, missionaries, different people that came in from many different places. And a good friend of a good friend contacted me one day and said, there's this beautiful family coming from South Africa, and they need a place, a soft place to land for 6 to 8 weeks before they transition into their home. And they got a job. He's a pastor here at one of our local churches. And I said, sure. You know, the lower level was open, and they came with their 2 teenage kids, which we have fallen in love with. And we threw our arms around them and we said, come let this be a soft landing spot. Well, I did not know Erika ever. Like, I hadn't even spoke to her before they moved here and into our home. And yet, over the next couple-year period of time, we grew a very close friendship and relationship. We grew close to her kids. Let me tell you, if you want to get close to somebody's heart, get close to their kids. Because if you love their kids, that's a big thing. So, and we just grew a friendship. And I'll let Erika actually tell that story. I introduced her to Limu. We were doing parties in our house, and she was not interested at all. And she was kind about it, but she made no qualms. She was not interested. And I probably asked her 20 times. Take a look at this, take a look at that, invited her to an event. And she said, this is just not for me. And I'm so glad for you. And so it all changed when RX entered the picture. And so I think, Brent, this would be a really beautiful time to introduce Erika, because her story really starts when RX made the decision to purchase Limu. That's what got her attention.
So I want to bring Erika on for sure, but I want to tell you that, Tammy, the first nugget is, in my opinion, first base was actually, some people could have deemed that as a negative thing. You introduced her to Limu and she wasn't interested, but that was your first base. That she knew what you were a part of. She knew what you were doing. Like you introduced her to something. How many people do we have walking around us every day that we haven't introduced them to it? You took that first step. Now, a lot of people might think Erika right now came in running and screaming, going, I want to do this, I want to do this. Couldn't be further from the truth. Shot you down. So now let's bring in Erika. I love this. Let's bring in Erika. Erika, thank you for being here. Thank you for being the guest on here tonight. Let me tell you, I love your spirit. I love working with you. And because it's your passion for helping people just shines through. And, you know, I just want to turn it to you, and maybe you can pick up with Tammy bugging you about this network marketing thing.
Oh, you guys, thank you so much. I'm so honored to have all of you on the Zoom and to spend the next hour of my life with you guys. I just love it. Thank you for inviting me, Brent. And yes, you are absolutely right. If you know Tammy, you knew that she was busy with Limu. And living in a lower basement, I could hear all the Limu functions going on top, right? And I would hear Robin laughing, you know, like Robin laughs. And it was beautiful to see. But truly, Brent, I loved the products. I was suffering from severe jet lag and allergies when I came to the Springs, and I felt better with the Limu juice, the Limu original. but truly it did not appeal to me. And I remember Tammy had a table at her front door where she would put all her Limu pamphlets. And I went upstairs one day, grabbed one pamphlet of each, read up about the products, but truly it did not speak to me. And then we were at a birthday party, and Tam and Robin just came back where they met with some of the leadership in Utah. And they started telling me about the coming merge. And, you know, it was interesting. What immediately got my attention was the fact that RX works globally, right? That to me, you guys, was extremely important, because I've always had that vision of a global business. And so, you know, went back home, had a look on the website, what is RX? But, you know, it was really only once my work authorization came through that I knew I was interested in RX, but it was kind of, Brent, like you knew you had an opportunity, but it just wasn't time for me. So I tried to prepare myself. I jumped onto some of the Zooms. I went to YouTube, and the more I researched, the more I realized, oh my gosh, I'm loving this company. I love what they're doing. I love the way they're doing it. I listen to all the leaders. I watched the Activate compensation plan, which, by the way, I still don't get, right? I still don't get it. But I jumped on their brain, and I just fell in love. And by the time that the new year started in January, I was like a racehorse ready to run, but the gate wasn't opened. I did not have work authorization in the US, so I had to wait. You know, we do things the right way. If you want blessing on it, you do it the right way. And I'll tell you this,
Erika?
Yeah.
Can I jump in just a second? I'm sorry.
You can.
So that's second base. See, I want you to get these nuggets now as they talk, because Erika talked about that she just learned a little more, right? It was a little more Zooms. It was a little more pamphlets. It was a little more, she's getting more information. That's getting someone to second base. And I'm sure Erika would tell you, and you can, Erika, Tammy was helping facilitate this. Like, give a little Zoom, give a little link, give a little information. Like, she was just the needs of Erika, but yet Erika hadn't enrolled. Again, she's continuing to cultivate the relationship. So Erika, I'll turn it back to you.
Yeah, Brent, and you know, that is the beauty of relationships, because I was in a friendship with Tammy and with Robin, but especially with Tam, because she and I spoke about the business quite a lot. You kind of, you trust each other. There's a bond, there's a friendship. So I don't have to second guess what Tammy tells me. I trust her. And that to me is very big. It's very much who I work with. And I just praise God for Tammy, for her patience with me, and for always being there for me. What a true mentor and leader she is. But from day one, the information that was coming through really intrigued me. And so, Brent, I'll share this with you. On the 3rd of April, I got my paperwork through the mail that my work authorization was approved. I don't think there was a day of celebration in my house that was more profound as the 3rd of April. But I'll tell you this, I had my Zoom with you on the 15th of April. I was ready to go. And you know, I started, but I did not have any success. But I'll tell you this, on the 3rd of June, when we launched South Africa, something in me came alive, you guys. It was like the puzzle pieces fit for me. It was passion in capital letters 24/7. I could not sleep. I couldn't sleep. I was so excited. And we worked non-stop with South Africa, non-stop. And what has that now been, Brent? It's June, July, August, September, right? So let's say just over 3 months. And I'm telling you, Africa is booming, and simply because we have a wonderful team there. But I'll tell you this, I had to wait for this, and I place such a high value, you guys, on the opportunity that we have with RX. It's not a guarantee, it's an opportunity. That's what it is. And if you work the system, if you work the process, Brent, like what you're facilitating at the moment, the different phases, if you work that system, I work that system, it will pay off. It will. And it's just super exciting to, in a way, stand back and see how everything worked together for such a time as this, how my friendship with Tammy was kind of brought to me, the gift of that, the trust that was there, the business coming out of that. I cannot be more blessed. I'm telling you, I'm working with an amazing woman, amazing leaders. All of you are amazing. Your blessings to me. Man, how can I not enjoy this, right? And I have the ability to pass it forward, to give it to somebody else. That's huge. That's huge for me.
Very, very much so. And I want you to understand, third base came, and I talk about third base in the 4-base method being that point where a person is ready to enroll. That didn't come until August. It did not come, I'm sorry, until the 15th of that month, you know, almost a little over 90 days ago. But it came by a byproduct of just continuing to give what Erika needed. But I want you to understand something. While Erika was getting massaged, if you will, into RX by Tammy, Tammy was moving other people around the bases. I know this because Tammy's in business with me. So she's enrolled a lot of people in her tenure in this industry. And she's been able to help a lot of people with the people she's enrolled. But she was continuing to work other people too. Erika, I don't mean to make light of Erika, but Erika was just one of the many people that Tammy was working around the bases. Because what we realize is leaders emerge not because of us, but because of them and their leadership ability. So the cream, as I say, the cream rises to the top. Sure, Erika's a leader. Sure, Erika is way above average. Erika has a desire. I never forget the first event I ever did with Erika. She said, "We will succeed here. It will not be, we will have challenges, but we will not let the challenges define us. We will fight through the challenges." And she did that, and she's growing a huge team in South Africa because of that. But here's the thing I want you to understand. The cultivating of the relationship, and when the time was right, Erika grabbed the torch. She knew what Tammy was doing, and she grabbed the torch. She enrolled, and today the team is growing, and they're supporting the team and doing the same thing. Tammy, listening to this, I know you're probably listening and hearing some things that probably could come out of this as far as nuggets go for people. Anything you want to add to the story of this?
I would just encourage all of us not to be attached to the outcome, not to be attached to the outcome, and not to be attached to the timing, because we don't know what the timing is for people, and we do not know what the outcome ultimately will be. So I was reading the comments here, and Melinda said her no was not no, it was just no for now. And that's exactly right. And I think we can never walk away from the idea that people's timing is their timing. We cannot be the people that tell them they need to do this now. We don't know that. What we do know is we have an opportunity that can be transformational for them if they are willing to step in and do the work. Whether it's a health transformation, a financial transformation, that we have the ability, we have a tool that we have that we can give to them. Now it's up to them what their timing is going to look like. And Brent's absolutely right. While I was working with Erika, I had about 8 other people I was working with. A couple of them I was blessed to be able to enroll into my business. But it's never about any one person. It's always about, I guess, the pipeline that Tim Sales talks about, always having people in your pipeline, always be working, trying to find that next person. Dr. Fred Cooper said something on one of our training videos the other day that was profound. He talked about all you need to do is to find 2 people that want to run this business as a business, and they get serious about it. And you help them get there for, and we know how that's duplicatable. But he just talked about keep going until you find your 2, because if you find your 2, then that ultimately will set you up for that residual income that so many of us love and enjoy in this business. So I want to say, while you're working towards that 1 or 2 or 3 people that are going to help you build your business, you don't know who they're going to be. You don't know what their timing is going to be, but I do want to suggest to you, continue to ask. Continue to ask them, how are they doing? Revisit. Don't burn the relationship. Revisit back around to them. Say, hey, 3 months have gone by. How's your work going? How are your kids doing? How are you feeling with your health? Revisit the conversation. And, I have yet to find, truly, and I've talked to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. I've just talked to more people than anybody else. That's probably the truth. But I talked to so many people. And, people by and large, if you are genuine and you care about people and you come back around, people know your sincerity. So be sincere. Ask people how they're doing. 2 ears, 1 mouth. Listen. And I think that gives us the opportunity to take people from third base, Brent, to home base. And home base, absolutely, we all want to get there. But please never give up. You never, ever know where somebody is. You may think they're only on second base, but boy, tomorrow they end up a home run. You don't know. So be patient with the process. Be patient with yourself. Do what you can do today and know that you're planting a seed and you don't know when that seed's going to come up. Maybe it needs a little more rain. Maybe it needs a little more sun. Maybe it just needs a little more time. But don't give up, because those people are out there to build your business and to give you hope for your business. And this business model is absolutely astounding that way, Brent. It is truly the power of the seed in every base that we go through. And when we bring people into the organization, it's powerful. It's powerful.
Very powerful. And Tammy, one of the things as you were talking, that one of the things we got to keep in mind, and I'm so appreciative all of you are on the call tonight, but we have to keep going ourselves.
Yes.
So many times I'll have people that get frustrated and they're like, Brent, I'm not where I want to be. And I look at them with the most love I can, but you got to remember I'm a coach. And I go, well, you got to quit being lukewarm. Because if you're hot 1 minute and lukewarm the next and cold 1 minute, back hot, back luke, back cold, you got to create an even flow for yourself. I didn't say it was easy. So for everybody that's kind of like boiling inside right now and going, come on now, coach. I didn't say it was easy. But the person that can consistently stay in the game, can consistently share, can consistently cultivate relationships, you're going to look at that person 5 years, 10 years down the road and go, wow, they really did something special. I don't claim Go ahead. I'm sorry,
Can
Tammy.
I just jump in here? People do not join, quote unquote, an organization. People join you. People join your energy, your focus, your passion. People, you have the power. You know, it was I think it was Ant that said, it's not easy, but it's worth it. And when you have that mindset that this is worth it and I will be successful at this and I will keep going and I will find my Erika and my Sue and my Tim and my Pete and my Paula and whoever else wants to come with me, because it matters. And I think, Brent, part of the struggle is it's real for us. We've been doing this how long? And we're still enrolling people. We still have people say not yet to us. We still have people say, you know, it's not for me, but we keep persevering because we know someone is still waiting.
Absolutely. It couldn't be said better. You know, I'm looking right now at Sylvia Turner, and she's got a tremendous relationship with Myra Miles. And I remember the reason she's on this Zoom tonight is because Myra state owner invited her to an event, and the event created enough belief that she decided to enroll. Everybody's got those stories. So right now is the time to go out and create those stories. If you're someone that's going, I don't have those stories right now. I'm not cultivating any of those relationships right now. Then start. Just hit the reset button, you know? And that's what these coaching calls are for. They're to link arms with each other and go, hey, let's do it. Like, there's no better time than right now. Erika, as you've listened tonight and inputted tonight, and, you know, you're the person we're talking about right now. And, you know, a week down the road, there will be someone else that also will emerge, and we'll be talking about them. That's the beauty of this. We can leverage each other's stories, and we can learn from each other, and we can grow with each other. Erika, anything you want to add as you listen in that you could give, you know, any advice out there?
Coach Brent, I just want to say maybe 2 or 3 things. Number one, I secretly wished that when I met Tammy that I would look like she looks when I'm 58. So, you know, she's 60 now, but when I met her, and there was something in that should not be underestimated, that you need to live the product and not just preach about it. You need to live it. So there's value in that. Make sure that you use the products and that your passion is genuine about it. Don't just try to sell something to somebody. That is so easy to pick up, right? And we all do it from time to time, but try and steer clear from that. And then what I also wanted to say was, I think the beauty with me and Tammy is in our process, Brent, she let me dictate the tempo from which I went from base 1 to base 2 to base 3. She helped me. She didn't push me or force me because she was trying to sign me before Friday midnight. She allowed me to dictate the pace, which told me that she cares about me. She doesn't just care about signing a rep or getting her business to grow. She cares about me. And that to me, I will give you my money. I will give you everything if I know you are truly for me. I will. I think all of us will. And the other thing that I just wanted to say, Brent, is when I work with people, I do try to remind myself of my own journey. When I speak to somebody, I know I'm speaking to somebody with a story. In all honesty, I don't know what that person is praying for when they go to bed tonight. I don't know what makes them happy. I do not know what makes them cry. I know nothing. So I need to approach you with an open mindset and an open book. And for me, if I don't get a sale out of you tonight, or today or in the next week, I need to be okay with that because I don't know your story. And I told somebody on my team the other day, when you speak to somebody, remind yourself, you don't need this deal. Now that sounds funny, but just take the stress out of it for yourself. Just say, I don't need this deal. I want this deal, but I want the person. That's what I really want. And if the deal comes, great. If it doesn't, I found a person. Is that not worthy of celebrating? For me, it is. And so thank you, Tam, for just your friendship and for just walking this out with me. Every day we do it together. I love working with all of you. But yeah, Coach Brent, that was just 3 nuggets that I made notes of.
No, and those were perfect nuggets. Erika, speaking of walk the walk, I got to ask you one other thing. So you have been a product of the product. So tell everybody, just so everybody doesn't go, all he's talking about is the business tonight. Well, the business is being a product of the product, and people can see it. Erika, what have you done since you've been here? You've grown an amazing business, but what about your own health?
Yeah. So, Brent, I have jumped very aggressively and intentionally on the Slender Rise program, and I've lost 25 pounds. I think I lost my first 13 pounds in 30 days, and I've lost 25 pounds in total. So I'm at my ideal weight. I feel happy in my skin. And I just want to say that has actually catapulted my business into a growth season, because people who knew me well, I wasn't extremely overweight, but I needed to lose weight, right? So everybody was asking me, what have you been doing? Now that is easy for me to testify, right? I can say, hey, I've been using these homeopathic drops. I've made a few changes to my lifestyle. I take my giving greens every day. I drink my vanilla. I mean, I have my little routine. And you guys, I can tell you it's changed my family. It's not just changed me. So who doesn't want that? So yeah, Brent, I've experienced my own transformation, and I can honestly say to all of you, do not neglect your own transformation story. That is, Ian Chandler said it. He said that is the foundation of this business, and I wrote it down, and I believed him, and I did it. And he was actually speaking the truth. So don't neglect that. It's so important. People get sold stuff every day, but when you live it, it's a different thing. It puts a different spin on it.
Erika, thank you so much. Thank you for being here tonight and all of your input, and congratulations on your success. And if you want to hear more from Erika, come to Texas. Come to Texas because she'll be there, and you'll get to, it's this, we get to see the community on Zoom, but coming together and being together and being able to talk and being able to relationship is just a way to build that conviction even more. Tammy, as we end tonight, anything you want to add? And again, thank you for being here.
Just to encourage everyone to look at the opportunity in front of you and be faithful with it. Whatever you have in front of you, whatever's in your hand today, the person that you meet, whether they're your landscaper, your babysitter, your new next door neighbor. In fact, that just happened to me. I brought dinner to my next door neighbor yesterday and found out she loves health and wellness. Well, you can count on the fact she's going to get to first base. And so I'm always looking for people that are looking, because one day I was looking and no one thought I was. And I'm so grateful that someone had the courage to share with me and keep after me and keep encouraging me. So maybe at the end of this call, I just, I talk about that Leaders are dealers in hope. We really are. That's who you are tonight. You are a dealer in hope, that you bring hope to people. Don't ever give up. Don't let a no stop you. Keep going. Let it flow right by you and keep going to your destiny, because that's what we do every single day is we share the hope, we give encouragement, we cheer each other on, because success is done in team and failure is always done alone. And so link arms with people, and we're a surefire way to experience success. Thanks, Brent.
Tammy, thank you so much. Erika, again, thank you. It's been an amazing night and a lot of nuggets. And I just encourage each and every one of you. Now's the time. I speak with the owners every week about this global business we're building with RX, about the companies that are coming on board, about where the future is going to be when we look up in 2 or 3 years and this is a multiple billion-dollar company in operation. And I just look at people and I go, you have a Rolodex. You have contacts. A lot of people go, Brent, how many people should I have going around the bases? That's not the question. That's truly not the question. The question is, how much of your Rolodex are you willing to dump in the process?
Yes.
Is it all of them? Why wouldn't it be? Because odds are, if you dumped your entire Rolodex into the process, into the bases, you're going to have an Erika come out of it. You're going to have a Tammy come out, a Dave Vance come out, a Melissa Jackson come out. So don't worry about who. Worry about how many you can get into the process. And when the time is right, those people will raise their hand and they'll come out on the other side and join forces with you. And there could never be a better time in this business than where we're at right now. Thank you for being here this Sunday night. Guys, I know you pulled nuggets from this, from Tammy Maltby and Erika. Amazing, amazing tonight. And again, we do these because if we can offer one thing along the way that helps you plug in to your business and have success with it, then it was an absolute success putting this on. So we love you. We're grateful for you, and have a great week. Go Rocket. See you.